Welcome back to the Real Rich Women podcast, and I'm so excited to have Marianne here with me today. She's actually an advisor with the Angle Invokers Las Vegas team, and she recently joined us, and I'm so excited because she has a wealth of knowledge. And in last year's crazy market, she did 46 transactions when most people couldn't even get like 5 transactions, right? Totally crazy, against all odds. She really thrived and didn't just survive last year. So when you actually take action and do the work, you can thrive in any market, just like Marianne. And so I'm excited to chat with her. Okay, to get started, what is your origin story? Can you share how you got started in this industry? And how do you get where you are today? What were you doing before, and what was the transition like?
Well, so before I started doing real estate, I was working at a courthouse. It was in Nye County, which is in Pahrump, which is 80 miles north of Las Vegas. So at the time, I started working there, and what happened was that I was working full time, and then my kids started doing wrestling, and then at that time, I would be going back and forth to Las Vegas, to Pahrump, and working a 8 to 5 job, being exhausted. And then I just started watching these realtors that would come in the office, and I was like, man, that's kind of cool. They got a flexible schedule, and I'm stuck in the office working 9 to 5. So then I decided, what I need to do is I need to make a change. And in fact, not only that, my husband was the one that's been pushing me to do real estate since I was 18 years old. So then at that point, I was like, I decided to just tackle the books and try to do real estate studying while I was working, but I couldn't commit to it because I didn't have enough time, And then at that time, my husband was like, how about you, why don't you just quit your job? I will support you. And I'll do whatever it takes. He goes, don't even worry about it. And so then I was like, okay, fine, I'll do it. And it was a really good job. It's not like one of those jobs, it's a nice office job. I mean, it made good money for us. It helped our family.
Yeah.
So then I was like, okay, fine, I'll just, just go all in, quit my job. I was there for 2 years, and then I went all in, got my license in 2019. And then I just hit running. And then after that, what happened was
you started on a team, right? Or with a mentor?
No, I didn't even start.
I thought you did. Okay.
Not yet. Okay, so I'll introduce you to that. But when I first started, I actually was looking up to some realtors on Instagram who I thought were successful, and they were doing great, right? So then I would reach out to all of them and just message them hey, I love that. I was like, how's your brokerage? Do you love it? This and that. And they would tell me, yeah, it's great. And so then at that point, I decided to join, I don't know if I can say the company.
If you want to.
It was Realty One, and it was in Summerlin. So then I decided to join that brokerage because that other successful agent, I was watching her, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then so I figured, maybe I could do it too. And then so 2019, then it was fast forward to 2020. It was during COVID.
Yeah.
And I was taking the classes, doing what I needed to do. But at that point, I didn't have a mentor. I was a solo agent. So I didn't know what I was doing. I was going to classes, and I just kept going to classes. And then after that, in 2020, they did the shutdown, around, I think it was March. So then I couldn't go to classes anymore. I was like, oh my God, what am I doing? I don't know what the heck I'm doing now. I started struggling because we couldn't meet with people. And then if you were trying to do an open house, there was nobody that was really going to be there. And I didn't even have clientele at the time. So then I was struggling, and then I was getting depressed because then as months passed, I haven't even made a deal. I was like, damn, what am I doing? I've been in business for 6 months and I'm not doing anything. So then a light bulb hit I started watching one of my friends. She was actually a very successful realtor in Pahrump. And I reached out to her and I was like, hey, I got into real estate and I got my license in February. And she was like, you got your license? What? And I was like, yes. Can I please follow you? Can I shadow you? I'll do whatever you need me to do. I will market for you for free. I love that. Carry your purse. I'll do whatever it takes.
Yeah.
So at that point, she's like, really? She's like, first of all, I need help. And second of all, you need to quit that brokerage.
Yeah.
And talk to my broker. So then I decided, okay, at that point I talked to the broker, managing broker in Realty One. He was very understanding because, in fact, I lived in Pahrump. So it made sense for me to move to Pahrump.
Yeah.
Because I was honestly, I thought I could tackle the Las Vegas market on my own.
Yeah.
Solo agent because I grew up in Las Vegas. So I was like, oh, I know Las Vegas, but you know what? It's different when you start a business, especially a new business, because you're like, you don't have any like direction, because I thought like, going in real estate, I could just sell anything. You know what I mean?
It's never as easy as people think.
No, it's especially when you don't have like the right systems in place.
Yeah.
And just like the market knowledge, because I didn't. Yeah. I was a brand new student, so I was like, okay, I need to do something about it. So anyway, I keep going in a tangent, but
no, I love it. And honestly, I love what you shared, because I was like, a lot of people go to these 100% shops when they're brand new, and they don't realize like 100% of zero is still zero, right? Like multiplication, simple math, 100% times zero is zero, right? And so if you want to make money, I started at a firm and with a team where it's 50-50. So as in like, I had a team, so I was 33%, I was 1/3 of the team. But then I also had a 50-50 split with my company on top of that. And so I was 33 and then a 50-50 on my 33%. But you know what? I net more money than people who went to 100% shops, because I got to work with the best of the best, and I did what you did. I'll do anything. Just teach me. I'll shadow you. I'll do all the work. Like anything you need. Like, like literally that's what I did. And that's the kind of mentality you need to have, where you're like, I'm not too good. I have a beginner's mindset. I have a growth mindset. I just want to learn. And whatever you're willing to teach me, I will learn. And most people are like, they either approach it where they think they know it all, or they're not that humble, or they're not willing to ask for it. Like I literally asked for the opportunity, and I'm like, what else can I do? What else can I learn?
Yeah.
So I love that. We're like definitely like similar in that.
Yeah, definitely. And then it was good, because like it definitely opened up my eyes.
Yeah.
Going with a mentor and a friend that helped me and helped guide me, because like I didn't know what the heck I was doing. Like I literally remembered like the first day that I was working with her, and I was like, I had my like little notepad, writing every little detail down. Like I was watching her, and then
I love that.
Listing appointments, and I would be like recording it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, and they were fine with that. Like I would ask permission to record, because like it was for me. Like I'm that type of person that I want to listen to it.
Yeah,
like
same.
So they let me record like some of their conversations. So
that's great.
I was like, it really helped me. Yeah. So I'm glad that I did move over to a mentor, and she really helped me as far as like guidance, systems in place.
Yes, that's so important.
And then I helped her with marketing. So we just kind of like teamed up together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then afterwards, fast forward, being in that brokerage, like I told you, when I first started, I had nothing.
Yeah.
And that was a 100% brokerage. And then going into this new brokerage, within a month, I got my first deal.
Yeah.
So it was like,
that's awesome.
Like just, hit the.
And there's a split, and sometimes that's okay. It's like, I always say, it's like you've owned a business. You had your shaved ice shop, right?
Yeah.
We both know like the cost of doing business. You had to pay for your shaved ice truck. You had to pay for the supplies. You had to pay. And a lot of people, I think the reason they fail in real estate is because they approach real estate like a job.
Yeah.
They don't think it's a business. But if you're an agent, you have to treat it like your own business, right? And if you're opening your own restaurant, let's just say, are you gonna lease a restaurant space on like one of the prime streets where there's like, I don't know, 50,000 cars a day traffic? Or are you gonna pick some little obscure side street with like 500 cars a day, right? One costs a lot more, but you're also gonna make a lot more. And same kind of concept where I think there's this misconception. And I love, that's the one thing, like, I don't know, I work with Marianne, I know her, right? And I love that you understand the whole, you have to spend money to make money. Like when we planned a broker open, for instance, right? Like that's something that, if you want to do luxury real estate and you want to get into that world, most people don't realize. They're like, oh, I could do the same work and make so much more as a luxury agent. I was like, but you also have to spend the money.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Especially like as far as like, because it's a different like clientele.
It is, yeah.
So you wanted.
Yeah, and you killed it with that broker open.
Thank you.
Yeah.
loved it. I had fun. It was like a big, like,
2.749.
thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, it was awesome. Like, it's just, just caring about what you do for your clients, That's like number one thing.
It is. Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. And that's why I love having you on the team. Because, we hire based on character and not just like cash flow. I was like, it's nice to have both, but definitely character first.
Definitely.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, but talking about that, I know all the agents always want to know, throughout your real estate career, what's the most you've ever made in a year? I don't know if it's GCI or sales volume number, whatever you think is the better one to share.
Well, so actually last year was the best year I had. It was
in a tough market.
That's
crazy.
No, but it's crazy. It didn't start out good in the beginning. I actually didn't close my first deal until March.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because the market just started declining. I did have stuff in escrow, but then things started falling because people were starting to get that regret. Like, I don't want to buy that. Like, they're worried. They don't want to spend their money. So I honestly didn't close until March of last year.
Oh, wow.
Surprising, right? And then, so I basically...
so you actually did 46 deals in, what is it, like 9 months or 8 months?
So technically, 9 months.
Oh, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, 46 deals. And it was about $10.7 million.
That's crazy. That's like crazy volume.
Yeah, and then it was not, it was like, so I do Pahrump and I do Las Vegas, but in Pahrump, the value on the homes are less compared to Las Vegas. But it was really cool. It was good. And then, so what happened with me with that mindset is that I just kept focusing and just persevered, continued to contact all of my past clients like I normally do. I always call like a client, like I think I call about 10 to 15 clients per day.
Oh, I love that. That's such a good idea.
Text them just like,
that's such a good idea.
I always ask them like, hey, what's going on? You guys need anything? And then, so one client, he was like, okay, so my one client from Pahrump, he was like, thank you for reaching out to me because I want to move. So then that was myself.
I love that. See, this is what I mean. Like taking the action and doing the work, it's like you'll generate the business.
Exactly.
I love that. So you call 10 to 15 clients a day. Wow, that's amazing.
Yep. Maybe on the weekends I don't, but typically 5 days a week, I call 10 to 15 clients a day, just calling them. If I can't reach them on the phone, then I text them.
Oh, that's great.
And sometimes they'll text me back a little later, like a couple days later, like, oh, hey, sorry, I didn't mean to.
People are busy.
So I don't take it to heart.
Yes.
If they don't call me back right away or text me right away, it's okay.
Yeah.
We're all busy.
Exactly. Yeah, that's awesome. That's so cool. And then what was the most expensive property you ever sold? And can you share the story of how you got that particular buyer or listing?
Okay, so actually it was one of my close friends of 24 years. It was her sister who was relocating from Texas. And it was $800,000. Summerlin, it is located in a guard-gated community kind of near Rampart. So I got that sale because of one of my best friends.
So relationship.
Yes,
I like
relationships. And then and it was a short sale too.
Oh wow.
So it was a long process. It took about 4 to 5 months.
Well, soon 2.749 will be your highest listing that you ever sold, right?
Yes, I'm excited.
I know. And this is again like the power of proximity. Proximity is power. It's something that Tony Robbins talks about. He's one of my idols, mentors, whatever you want to call it. Like he always says it's not your guru, but I love Tony Robbins. He says proximity is power. Marianne knows Lisa, my business partner, and then we connected through the foodie world.
Yes.
And then we started chatting, and she's like, I want to do luxury. And I was like, you can. And she's like, I don't know, and then I was like, well, join us and we'll help you. And literally the first listing I handed off to her was 2.749 million. So I love it. I was like, be careful what you wish for. You'll get it.
Well, I'm okay with that.
You'll get it. Exactly. I love it. Okay, and then let's see. Ooh, okay. I know I talked about one reason, but in your opinion, what are some reasons that agents fail in this industry? And on the flip side, why do you think you thrived in an industry with such a high failure rate?
Well, as far as failure goes with agents, I think it's the fact that they think it's super easy being a realtor. Like they're coming in, they don't have like the education, the marketing. Like when I say education, it's like the hard knocks education.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like as far as like being boots on the ground. They're just reading all this material and they're getting their licensing thinking, oh, okay, I could sell anything. Or they also think that going into like a bigger brokerage that they're going to get all these leads, and then they find out, no, that they actually have to get their own leads. So I think a lot of people just think that, you know, it's so easy, and it really isn't that easy. And that's why I think they fail, is because they have that perception that it's so easy to make all this money. And then like with me, like what my experience, when I went on my own, I was like getting depressed because I was like, what is happening? Like I'm a good salesperson. I used to sell Hawaiian shave ice like during
it can be disheartening. It can definitely be disheartening.
It was so disheartening. And then I was just like, you know what, I just need to like look for a mentor. So that's what I did, is I found an amazing mentor. She helped guide me as far as like you know, giving me some structure.
Oh, that's awesome.
And you know, she believed in me, so that was cool.
And I love that. I think that's a great lesson, that like having a great mentor is I got Tony Robbins. He's like, you condense decades into days, right? The decades of experience I have, I am sharing with you in days. Like I can share with you all the like mistakes, all the failures and all the challenges that I overcame on my journey, so that you don't have to make the same mistakes I did. And I have all the connections and resources to help you, right? And so I'm fortunate that I'm in a position now that I can be a mentor. But I always but it's like that, it's that mutual, I think, respect and value exchange. Like I only mentor people when they actually appreciate and want it, right? I always help people who help themselves. And so I think it's also, you had a great mentor, but you were willing to do the work.
Exactly.
Right. You were actually willing to like execute, because I was telling you, like, so Marianne's been with us a few months now.
Months, like maybe about like almost 4 months.
A few months. But like every idea, I'm like, let's do this. She's like, all right, let's do it right away. And then so we do it like right away. And I love that. And that's why the more she shows me that, the more time I invest in her. And that's how mentorship works. Like people that are the mentors don't want to mentor you unless you do the work. So it's like, I don't want to like just keep meeting with you if every like advice or every idea or every strategy I give you, you're just like, oh, that's a great idea, and then don't do anything with it. And that's happened to me before, where I'm like, you know, like I love to help people, but I can't help you if you won't help yourself.
That's true.
So it's a two-way street, right?
It is a good point, because like even with my mentor, she had other mentees.
Yes,
and they didn't have the same success as I did, because I literally was like, I said, hey, I want to learn. I'll do whatever it takes. I'll follow you.
Exactly.
Morning, noon, and night. I don't care. I want to learn.
And I know you will do it.
I will. Like I literally was like I would go home late. I would start early, like 7 o'clock in the morning, because we would show houses because it was so hot. And in Pahrump, Las Vegas and Pahrump, same weather, right? So 100-degree weather. We're starting at 7 o'clock in the morning. She picked me up, and then I would go with her, and then we would like literally end our day like at 7:30 o'clock. Just, you know.
Exactly.
You got to put in that work, you know?
I love that though. Yeah, you're definitely someone who does that. I know. I was like, I called Marianne at like 9 p.m. and I was like, that was actually how that listing came about. I was thinking it was like 9:30 or something p.m. on December 30th. But the day before New Year's Eve, I was like, I know tomorrow's New Year's Eve, but do you want to come to a listing appointment at 10 a.m. with like, I was like, it was at 11, like 13 hours notice, right? I was like, tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. in Summerlin. And she's like, yes, I'm down. I was like, all right, let's do it.
And it was funny because I was like at a Filipino party and you're at like a party.
Yeah, I was at my friend's party. Yeah, because it's Christmas week. Like, I kind of felt bad because I was like, everyone's like, you know, the week between Christmas and New Year's, everyone's like chilling. And I'm like, should I bother her? I was like, my friend wants to meet. It's a listing appointment. Let's do this. And she was like, hell yeah. And like enthusiastic and grateful. And it wasn't like, why is my broker calling me at 9:30 p.m. and like, you know, on the holiday week, right? And I've had agents like that I worked with, you know, that were like, oh, I'm busy with my family. And I get it. I'm all about like family and friends. But sometimes in this business, time is of the essence. And your clients, especially if they're busy entrepreneurs and super successful, the only downtime they have is when it's holidays. Because otherwise they're busy with their business and they don't have time to meet with you. So if you're trying to do luxury, again, luxury isn't all glam, right? You have to realize, okay, my luxury clients are busy entrepreneurs and the only time they're gonna have to meet with me is during holidays. Am I willing to make that sacrifice to get into the luxury world? Right?
It totally is.
And some people don't realize that.
No,
they don't. And they're like, I wanna do luxury. I'm like, do you know who your luxury clients are? Right? Do you know? You have to be aware of that.
No, and then on top of that, like, I told you, I said, just call me. I don't care. Text me, call me. I will call you back.
Yeah.
If I'm not available, then I'll call you back
exactly.
as soon as possible.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
It's amazing, yeah. And then let's see, what is, okay. So how did you, I know we talked a little bit about this already. Like you got your first client as a brand new agent from your mentor.
But it was through a lead, actually.
Yes. Okay.
Zillow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that was crazy, okay? Because
Zillow, okay.
So she got all these Zillow leads because back in the days, like during 2020, the listing agents were getting their listing leads. So she would like send it to me right away. So I knew that I had to call like immediately.
Okay. Yeah.
So I called immediately. I literally was like at the Smith's grocery store. I love that. I'm shopping, right? And then luckily I didn't put anything frozen in my basket. And so I'm like, I'm gonna call right away. I'm like, I call her and she's like, hey, because it was for one of her lists. And she's like, hey, can you show me this house? Da 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 da. And then I didn't even do like check her up on instant checkmate. I didn't even know she was a serial killer, right? So then, I literally like, okay, yeah, sure, okay, I'll do it. And I was like, literally, I'm so hungry and desperate. Yeah, that's like my first sell. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so then I called her and don't do that. Don't do what I did.
Yeah. You're supposed to like be careful, but it's okay. It worked out.
It worked out. I was safe and I sold her a house. So anyways, it was funny because then I called her back and I was like, hey, I'm at the grocery store. I can meet you in about, because it'll take me 10 minutes to drive there, 5 minutes to check out. I'll meet you there in 15 minutes. And she's like, because I asked her, I go, when do you want to meet? She's like, I'm there right now. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'll meet you there in 15 minutes. So I literally checked out, drove to the property.
I love that.
I know, and I showed her the property and she was like, wow. She's like, I've never had this type of service before.
I love it.
And then since then, unfortunately, she did like that property. We put an offer, but, at that time, it was going through like multiple offers.
Yeah. 2020 was crazy here.
It was crazy. So then it was okay. So it wasn't meant for her. So then at that time, then I just kept helping her. And then we finally found her house within 2 weeks.
Oh.
I got her pre-approval, everything was good, and then within like a month, then we got her a house.
Oh, wow. I love that.
And we still talk.
That's so great. Yeah. And it's like that whole going back to it, that time is of the essence, right? And I've had so many clients, that same thing, where they're like, wow, you're the first commercial real estate broker that responded to my call or text message in a timely manner. They're like, usually no one responds in a timely manner. And it's something that's simple, right? And people think like, oh, like the secret to success is so difficult. But no, it's treating people with human decency and like providing a level of service that you wish you had, right? Like what would you want if you're in the consumer's perspective? It's like that attention to detail. Yes, we're busy. We can't always like meet someone in 15 minutes, but you can at least respond. Yeah. Just be like, hey, I'm so sorry. I'm really busy. Today is a crazy day, but I can either make time. Like there's been times where I'm like, look, I'm back to back, but I'm willing to hop on a call at 8 p.m. with you if that's okay with you. And clients really appreciate that. Because I'll do that. I'll be like, I'm so sorry. I'm literally back to back. I have a dinner meeting. I have this, I have that. And I'll just like, but if you want to, we can hop on a call at whatever. Or like early in the morning, I'll be like, hey, I'm back to back tomorrow, but I can wake up earlier and hop on a call with you at 7 a.m., right? And so you make time and you make it work. I always say, you don't have time, you make time.
Exactly.
So yeah, understanding that and being responsive.
Yes.
Being responsive.
Very responsive because if you don't, they don't have loyalty to you. Like, of course they don't because they don't even know you.
Well, respect is earned, not given.
Exactly.
I think that's what I always say. So I think a lot of people nowadays, not just agents, but in general, people have this entitlement factor where they think like, oh, everyone should work with me or do business with me because they're my friend, they're my family, whatever it is. Like I hear this complaint. This is one of the most common complaints I hear in the real estate industry. Like, oh, I can't believe my cousin worked with someone else. I can't believe my best friend worked with someone else. I'm like, have you proven and shown to them that you are going to provide the quality of service, the expertise and the guidance and everything that they deserve and expect? Have you? Like respect is earned, not given, right?
Exactly.
And so it's like, my friends only want to work with me. They're like, I know 20 realtors and I'm not calling anyone but you. Like literally, that's how that listing came about, that 2 point. Marianne was there. She heard it. Yeah. She heard it from the client.
They trust her.
The client was literally like, I'm not calling anyone. I literally only called Cathey and you guys don't have to worry. You're not pitching against anyone. This is your listing. Like that's it. Because they know, like, trust you and they know your credibility. Exactly. But I've built that rapport over time, and so has Marianne. And that people know that she's responsive. People know that she's attention to detail. People know they're going to get the quality of service, the care, everything that they want, right?
Exactly.
And showing you care, I think, is so underrated and not talked about enough.
Yeah.
So Marianne and I know we're both like this, right? We talk about this, like just showing you care and showing kindness and little things like little gifts. We both love little gifts.
I do. I like bringing food.
Yeah. So like food, gifts, like, depending on who your client is, like we're both Asian.
Yeah.
You know, in Asian culture, people love food. Yeah. So I'm always like, oh my God, like we had a breakfast meeting and I grabbed like a box of 85 degrees, like pastries and bread to our for the listing, like, you know, to meet with the client. And I was like, oh, like, you know, we're meeting around breakfast time. Let me just bring some 85 degrees because we're all Asian. We love this. And it's like the little touches like that are what make you memorable. And again, treating people like you want to be treated.
Yeah.
Right? So
you care that they're not just your client, they're your friends.
Yeah.
You know?
I just realized I forgot my lipstick, but it's fine. But
you can do it again.
No, it's fine. No, but I was gonna say, like, I want you, like, I know it's kind of off the script, but I want you to talk about, because I know you plan those really cool events, like client appreciation things. Yes. Talk about that while I get my lipstick.
Okay, no worries. So as far as like client appreciation, so I haven't done like a huge client appreciation thing, but I like to like involve my friends and clients. Like if there's like community events like in Perup, because I do a lot of like not marketing, but a lot of real estate in Perup. And so I would invite them to like these events, and of course I would pay for it. But it's kind of like brings us all together. We're helping within the community. We're making money for this club that I'm in. It's called Seroptimus, which is basically a club that helps empower women and young girls that need help in our local communities. So I love throwing that into the mix with my client appreciation events, because they don't expect me so I don't do like a regular one where I'm like, I'm doing client appreciation, but what happens is that I end up paying the whole bill for all my clients. So I love that. I invite everybody. So it's not like it's like planned per se, but I do plan it within the community event. So when they are surprised that they don't have to pay for the bill, they're like, oh wow, she took care of it. Yeah, I did.
I love that, because it really, like, we talk about this a lot, but building community is what it's all about. It's not about like a transaction, right? It's about building relationships and building community. And so I think you are like the perfect example of that. And we've talked about it where that top agent that I know in San Diego that I talked to once, I met her at a conference. Her team did 188 million in transaction volume. And she said the majority of her clients came from throwing parties. Like, how fun is that? Like what other industry can be like, oh yeah, I throw parties for a living and I make a lot of money and I get to help people, right?
Exactly. No, it's like the best of both worlds. And I do love hosting parties. So like, that's going to be my next house. Is I want to get a house where I can invite all my clients and friends over. And because like I said, my clients end up becoming my friends.
Same.
You know, like I don't know. There's certain clients that don't become your friends, but that's okay. You know what I mean? But I'll still invite them. But other than that, like a lot of my clients are my friends. And those are the people that you want to attract to friends, because they're the ones that want to support you.
Exactly.
They want to see you elevate and they want to celebrate you. So I love having fun and throwing parties when I can. So hopefully my next house, which I'm going to hopefully get soon.
Yes, you will. Manifest that.
Manifesting that.
Manifest that shit.
Exactly. I want to get a house like where it's like no HOA around Las Vegas. Yeah, I already kind of have my area.
Yeah.
And a lot of parking. I need some parking over there.
Yeah, same. I was like, I literally just want to be like the hostess with the mostest. Yes. And we're actually like hosting a closed swap and closed drive at our office soon. But it's like these kind of creative events where your focus is on building community, solving problems, and focus on events like that. So for instance, like this event came about because Marianne's a mom. Yeah. My brother recently had a baby, so I'm an auntie. I'm the rich auntie. Yeah. And so I have a little baby niche. And one of the most common complaints I hear from parents is like, oh my God, my kids outgrow their clothes so quickly. Like I have all these clothes that they don't wear anymore because they outgrow them. And so we're like, why don't we host a clothes swap event with moms, and like that way they can like be like, hey, you have a size 3 and I have a size 7 and I have another baby coming, so let's swap the clothes, right? And then that way it's a win-win for everyone, right? And then on top of that, we're like, also as women, I like to shop a lot. And I was like, if there's a lot of clothes like I don't wear anymore. It's like from 5 years ago, 3 years ago, and I don't wear it. It's just taking up room in my closet. And so we're doing a kids and clothing women's swap, because same kind of thing where I'm like, I have all these clothes, I don't wear it. I'd like to like switch it up and get something new and fun, but like I have to get rid of my clothes first to make room. And so exactly like solving problems, because I always say in real estate business, what we actually do is very simple. I've said this countless times in these podcasts, and it's number 1, add value, number 2, care the most, and number 3, solve problems. And when you start being the problem solver, not just in their real estate transactions, but in their personal lives, like things like this, they'll be like, oh my God, like Marianne's my go-to for everything, right? She always has the solution. She's always like solution oriented. She always has these cool ideas. And that's how you build community and trust and rapport. And people like in my circles who are like, I only want to work with Cathey. Like literally, I won't call anyone. I don't want to work with anyone. It's like so funny. Like literally, like sometimes I'll be like, I'm busy. Like, can I just refer you to a colleague? Like I'm literally traveling in like Asia for like 2 weeks, and they'll be like, I'll just wait till you get back. And I'll be like, okay, fine.
I got my team.
Yeah, exactly. Like, but I mean, they'll work with my team. Because they know like if they work with my team, I'll be involved.
Yes.
And so that's why they'll work with me and my team, because I'll be like, look, my team still take care of you. I'll be involved on the back end. I'll show up to whatever I can, and they trust that because they know like Mary and I talk like every day.
Yeah, we do. We text, we Instagram, we Facebook.
Yeah, I know. We like talk every day.
One of my.
So yeah, so they know that if you're working with my team, you're basically like working with me. It's just indirectly. So yeah, oh my gosh. So where did you get your last 5 clients from at this point?
So actually, what's funny is like my last 2 clients I got from Google.
Oh.
Yeah, through my Google reviews.
Mm-hmm.
And then my other 3, my other two,
yeah,
I've been working with them since 2021.
Oh wow.
And we finally found the house that they wanted. And it was crazy because the first one in 2021, I found them when I was showing houses with another client. And I asked my other client, I said, hey, is it okay if I can show this house? Because they're literally like, I'm showing this house and they have no agent.
Yeah.
They're just kind of looking and peeking through the yard. And I was like, I asked my clients, is it okay if I, talk to these clients while you look at the house? And they're like, yeah. And I was like, and if they want to look at the house, is it okay? Because I want to make sure I'm respectful to my clients.
Yeah, and it's just communicating.
And they were like, yeah, heck yeah, I'm happy for you. Hopefully you can, get a client too. So then I talked to them, and then I let them look at the house. So that wasn't the house for them. And I said, hey, I'm with my clients right now, but I would love to meet with you guys afterwards. Yeah. And they're like, sure, let's meet tomorrow. So ever since then, like I've been working with them.
Oh, I love that.
Like like I said, it's all about like just following up with your clients and talking to them and making sure like that they're okay. Like I was sending her listings, but she really wanted to find the perfect house for her because it's relocating from California.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
She's actually she does like she fosters Rottweilers.
Oh.
So her house is really big in California, and so everybody dumps all the dogs to her house. So she wants to like retire.
I love that. I want to open an animal rescue one day.
But now she's like at the point where she's like older, so she's like, I need to retire.
Yeah.
So I need to find the perfect place for me when I do decide to move to Pahrump. And she was like, I'm going to be probably like, it's going to probably take me a long time. And literally like we just put an offer and it got accepted yesterday.
Congratulations.
I'm excited.
That's so exciting.
And, so she's happy because it's got 2 homes for the price of 1. So
yeah, I love that.
Pahrump and with 1 acre. And then my other client, the one I've been working with 2021, it just wasn't the right timing for her. She just, I met her in 2021. It was a referral from one of my broker. And then so I've been working with her since then. And then we finally found the house now that she really loves and she's ready.
That's awesome.
And then my other one, just a past referral.
But it's all like referrals and relationships, right? Exactly. Basically. And so that's how it should be as an agent. If you're like Marianne, you've been in this, 3 years, 4 years?
So technically I've been here for 4 years, but like the first year I technically didn't start working until my 7th month of my first year. So it was a hard time, basically.
Or what was that, like 2020?
2020.
Oh, 2020.
Yeah, I started.
Oh, so technically 2021 was your first full year.
Yeah.
So 21, 22. So this is really so you've had 3 full years, and then this is like basically your 4th, going into your 4th year. And so this is like what you can do. A lot of agents don't realize like the grind is tough for the first 3 years. But if you run your business the right way, if you care about people, if you cultivate relationships, if you persevere and follow up and you don't give up and you focus and you're patient, right? Like, because that's the other thing where I think a lot of agents, they get like annoyed or frustrated and they're like, oh my God, this person's not making a decision. I can't believe I've done this. And like, again, that is because you're being selfish. That's because you're focusing on, oh, I want to make my commission, right? When you focus on your client and you're being selfless and you're focusing on how can I help this person get in their first home, their dream home, build wealth, that's when you really, really build wealth for yourself as well. And you attract all of the good like opportunities, all the good vibes, and all of the fortune that you want when you focus on how you can help and serve others. And Marianne's a prime example of this because she's always about like giving and I love this. There's a book called The Go-Giver. It's on my Amazon links. I'll link it below in the captions, my Amazon storefront. But The Go-Giver, you have to read that book if you're a real estate professional because it's a great and really accurate mindset and like way of living to embrace that I've seen personally and I've experienced, and a lot of my most successful friends have. Like my friend who built about a $6 million revenue business, she's one of my best friends. She actually is the one who gave the book to me, and she's like, if you want to scale your business, you need to read this book. And it's called The Go-Giver.
I have that on my audible.
Yeah. And Marianne, but you already embrace it. You're like me. You're living the Go-Giver.
Oh, thank you.
The Go-Giver is basically like, okay, how can I give, right? Like, but read that book. So worth it, right? And it's so true. And if you're looking to generate 100% referral-based business and all relationships and referrals, and no longer have to pay for lead gen or buying leads off Zillow or any of this stuff, then start being the hostess with the mostest. Start cultivating relationships.
Yes.
Like her and I, we're both like out at like 5 events a week. Like we're always like chill.
No, they're like, what is going on? How do you make time for that? But
Yeah, we are.
We block that time.
But it's fun too. Like
it.
that's the beauty of it. Like in our industry, it's fun. Like
It is.
I'm like, oh my God, my job is so hard. I had to go to like an NFL Super Bowl networking event with a bunch of like Super Bowl players. Like literally, like I was like, oh my God, so hard, right?
Right? And we went to a good mood too.
Right? I was like, no, that's not. Like it's like literally the best job, like best business you can be in. Like I love our business. Yeah, we're very lucky. Like most people aren't. Like they're like sitting in the office being bored. You know,
That's how it was when I was at the courthouse.
whereas we're like, I was like, Marianne, you want to go to the Super Bowl event with me?
I was like,
because we're hosting Super Bowl, right? And this is like what's the amazing about our business, and it's so fun. Yay! Okay. I know. I was like, oh shoot, we have to. We're right at the break. Yeah, I have to get on.
Oh shoot, it's 10:14.
Yeah, I'll hop on a call and then we can restart. Okay, so Marianne, next question is, can you share any specific lead generation strategies that have been most effective for you recently? Basically, are there any like creative marketing ideas that have worked really well and yielded great results for you? And what sparked the idea if it's like really out of the box?
Well, honestly, like I just kind of like, people want to see people that are relatable, right? So I'm on Instagram stories, getting ready, have my hair curlers on my way to work.
I love it. I love it.
And or an appointment or whatever, but I'm just talking, you know, like on camera and just saying hi and greeting everybody and telling them what's going on in my day, so that they know that I'm, you know, they keep me at top of mind, and I'm present, and I'm doing real estate. I'm helping people. I mean, that's pretty much it. It's really simple, and it's crazy because I get lots of calls just because I'm wearing my curly. Like, oh, I love it. And then they're, oh, by the way, they have a friend that's looking for a house. Like, I get leads off of that.
I love that.
Just being in my curler.
Yeah, I love that. And I love that you share that, because it's like, that's something I think that a lot of agents are scared to do. They're scared to be real. They're scared to be raw. They're scared to be completely their full, authentic selves. For a multitude of reasons. Sometimes it comes from internally and from our limiting beliefs that we had growing up. And other times, honestly, it probably comes from your like brokerage or your leadership team, where I've heard this before. I started at a huge international brokerage firm where it's like, you have to be professional, you have to act and dress a certain way. And they try to fit you into this box. But in 2024, the beauty of being in business today is that people appreciate authenticity. Yes. And this is a little bit down the woo-woo rabbit hole, but if you actually understand, you can Google this, but humans vibrate at different frequencies. We're basically like energy beings on a quantum physics level. There's actually science behind this. And so to vibrate at the highest frequency is actually authenticity. So there's love and joy that are really high up there, but authenticity is the highest frequency. And so they can actually measure this with like scientific, like I'm not a science person, but like a scientific tools where they can like sense your vibrational energy. And so when you vibrate at that like frequency of authenticity, that's when you attract all the opportunities and all the goodness into your life. So I love that you say that. Authenticity is key. And I'm like, I'm on a mission to embrace extreme authenticity. Actually, you inspired me too. Because I was like, I used to be the person who was like, oh my God, I need to do my makeup. I have to like, do my hair perfect. And I was like, Marianne's in her curls. So I'm like, F it. Like, I was like, some days I don't do my hair and I still hop on and like do my podcast. And I was like, I don't do my hair, but I'm still hopping on this podcast, right? So I love that.
And then you put lipstick on too.
Yeah.
That was cool.
And I was like, I put lipstick. I forgot to put it on. I was like, oh, whatever. I'll just do it right now. It's fine. It's all about like,
keeping it real,
keeping it real, number one. And then number two, also like what we talked about earlier, which is that like, if your focus is on how can you help, how can you serve, then you're not as focused about me. Like, I don't care if I don't look great, as long as I'm providing value to you, helping you, solving your problem, whatever. Like, you're not going to focus on the fact that I don't have lipstick on, right? You're going to be like, wow, what they shared today was really valuable and it helped my business. So That's what I realized. When you focus outside instead of within, all that fear, anxiety, overwhelm just kind of dissipates.
It does. It does. You make me feel comfortable.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
She's getting me out of my comfort zone.
This is way out of our comfort zone. So we are planning a conference later this year in September. Save the date for Real Rich Women. I'm sure I'll share it on YouTube when the time comes, but save the date for now. It's September 24th and 25th in Las Vegas. We're going to do a conference. And I told her she's going to be on the stage. She's going to be on a panel. I'm going to make her get out of her comfort zone.
Oh my gosh. I got to practice.
Yeah. Nothing grows in the comfort zone, though. Nothing grows in the comfort zone.
No, that's true.
Yeah, nothing grows in the comfort zone. And then let's see. Okay. Ooh, this one. So could you share a story about a challenging transaction and how you navigated it successfully?
Okay, so this is like my second year in real estate. Like technically my full year.
Okay.
So I had this client, we were about to close. We were like near the closing table. Then we find out that somehow the lender dropped the ball. There were some conditions that needed to be met and we couldn't get it met. So then I've been communicating with this broker. This broker she was like president of LVR at one time. Yeah, she's amazing. Beautiful person. But anyways, I've been communicating with her like throughout the process. So when this happened, she was just like she wasn't in complete shock. And this for me, I'm new to this. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to do the best that I can. I'm trying to get, my clients approved because I knew they were approved, but somehow something happened with the conditions. I have no clue what happened. It just got dropped. So I literally had to look for like all kinds of lenders that could help her.
Yeah.
I found like 2 lenders. They said they could help out. Then this one lender was able to help because of they didn't need like that particular condition. So we were able to get her closed, but we literally had to like start the whole process over again. And luckily the seller and the seller's agent was really supportive and very kind, that they're very empathetic to the situation, just because just communicating. Because I guess this particular house was in escrow at one time, or actually 2 times before.
Wow.
So it fell out like 2 times.
Oh my God, it's the third time the charm.
Third time was a charm. So, but just because of me communicating, she said that helped out with the seller. So thankfully we closed, and it was like during Christmas, and this my girl was moving. Well, I call my clients, girl.
No, that's right. Me too. I'm like my homie
now. Like,
I literally, my clients are like that.
We still talk too. Like she's amazing, beautiful person, and I was so happy because I was able to help her move close to her family, because she moved away from Texas. And she was just missing home so much that I was so happy that I was able to get her that home. And now she lives in Pahrump and close to her parents that live in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
So
that's amazing.
That was just crazy though.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, hell no.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think what you shared is important. It's like that one, communication is key. And a lot of people are afraid to have difficult conversations. They're afraid of confrontation.
Yeah.
And when it comes to challenging situations, have that difficult conversation. One of my dear friends who's also like a mentor, a lot of my dear friends are mentors to me, because she's like a 8-figure founder, and that's my next goal, to get to 8 figures. And she was basically saying, she's like, all problems exist in the absence of a good conversation.
Yeah.
And it's that simple. Sometimes we just overcomplicate things, and we're in our head, we're overthinking, we're stressing out. But really, if you just communicate, and then that's number 1. Number 2, what I liked about what you said is the kindness aspect. Communicate openly and candidly, but also treat people with kindness. When you're just kind to people, like, I think it's so underrated and undervalued. And so many people approach things with like arrogance and with like, I don't know how to explain it. Like this nasty, like I don't like that. Like when people are just like mean for no reason or nasty for no reason. And I'm like, dude, this is not a fight. Like, help me help you. Like, this is a negotiation, but we can still be like respectful, cordial, and kind during a negotiation. And we could structure a win-win. And that's actually how you create, like what we said, right? Reputations in business, and how you have longevity and how you win in this business is valuing collaboration over competition.
Yep.
And being like, look, help me help you. You're trying to get this to the finish line. I'm trying to get this to the finish line. You want to help your seller. I want to help my buyer, or vice versa, right? How can we work together and structure win-wins? I've done this countless times, and I'm sure you have as well, right? And a lot of people just want to be like, I want to win, and everyone else to lose. And it's like, no, that's not how business actually works. The people who are successful and who have longevity in this business understand the importance of actually like cultivating those relationships, even with your colleagues or your competitors in this industry.
Yeah.
Because we're going to cross paths again. We're going to do a deal again. You don't want to burn those bridges.
No.
Don't want to burn those bridges.
Especially if you're the list.
Yeah. No, you don't want, like, I literally talked to someone this morning who's in commercial real estate.
Yeah.
And we're doing a deal together, and she's so awesome. She's amazing. I love working with her. And she literally was like, she's like, I have people on my blacklist, like shit list basically, who's like, I won't do a deal with them. Like literally they'll call my listing and I'll just be like, sorry, it's not available. Sorry, I can't show it. Sorry, I can't. And so a lot of people ask me like, oh, like, you know, I tried to work with this commercial agent. They couldn't, or even like a residential agent trying to do commercial. They're like, yeah, they could never get me any information on any property. I was like, because they probably burned a bridge and that listing agent does not want to talk to them or do a deal with them. I was like, these people, most of them are like my homies and my friends. Like we're friends on Instagram, we're friends on Facebook. And so if I call them, I'll be like, hey, I got a client. They'll be like, oh yeah, cool, that's awesome, let's do a deal. But then if other people, they're like, oh no, I'm not doing a deal with that person ever. Like, I don't care about how much money it is. It's not about money, it's about peace of mind.
Exactly.
After a certain point in your career, I think, you know, we both talked about this, where I think we value profits and purpose. We value purpose and passion and peace of mind over the profits, right? I think in the beginning of the career, it's all about cash flow and profits. It's all about survival, which is normal. And that's perfectly fine. My first part, I think your first part, we're like, we gotta eat. I'm hungry. I'm hungry, right?
Like, look what I did. I met this lady. I didn't even know her yet.
Yeah.
I've been a killer. I don't even know.
Yeah, so in the beginning, I think it's fine. It's very normal. It's human nature to chase the money and chase the cash flow and chase the profits. But to really thrive and experience exponential growth and longevity in this business, you need to focus on your purpose, on your passion, and on your peace of mind. And sometimes the best client is the one that you don't have. And I've told our team that. I literally advise one of our agents to be like, don't work with that client or fire that client because you seem so unhappy and miserable working with them. There's so many amazing, kind, good people that are our clients. Why are you wasting your time? Like, why, you know? So I know it's very counterintuitive because I know a lot of us want to say yes to everything, but sometimes you got to say no to a client.
Exactly.
So, yes.
I agree.
Yes. So that challenging transaction, if it's like eating you up, sometimes, you know, if you tried your best, if you did everything and that person is just unreasonable, sometimes you got to move on.
I know.
Have you ever fired a client?
I have.
Oh, now I want to talk about this. I know this is off script, but I was like, wait, now I want to ask you that. Yeah, so what happened? Like,
it's just because they were just, I don't know, they didn't respect my time.
Yes.
You know, like they're always disrespectful as far as like I would go to the meeting or I would go meet them at the house like right on time.
Yeah.
And they literally wouldn't show up until like an hour.
Oh.
Or, I mean, it was just getting ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like I was like, I don't think they just thought that I was just a realtor just to open up the door. So at that time I was just like, you know what? I don't think it's going to work for us.
Yeah.
I can refer somebody to you.
Yeah.
That's more flexible on time, but I'm on a schedule, you know, and I have to respect my clients' times too.
Exactly.
I have to go to the next appointment.
Yeah. So, yeah, especially when you have appointments that are back to back like that. Like, you know, that's crazy.
It just sucks. Like it wasn't like they just did it like once. They did it like time. Like I don't even know.
Yeah.
I gave them like 6.
Oh, that's a lot then. No, I know. Like I apologize. I'm notorious for running late. But like I'll update people. I'm like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. I'm like running late. I have a call or whatever. Because in real estate, sometimes you have clients that call, and I'm like, I have to pick up the call, and so you run late. So that's like
they didn't even call.
Yeah.
So that's bad. You know?
Yeah. No, it's bad when you do that.
Like. You know, so then I was like, okay,
yeah.
I had to give a real talk with them, and I'm like, I'm sorry.
Oh no, they didn't call. That's weird. No, because I get that
they would show up.
Oh, that's weird.
But not call me. I think too because traveling to Pahrump, because they lived in Las Vegas, because they were looking for like a homestead in Pahrump.
But that's weird. Like, wouldn't you tell someone, like, be like, hey, I'm so sorry, I'm running late. Yeah, like text them. Like, I get it. Life happens. Family, work, whatever it is, right? There are emergencies that it gets it, but you should communicate.
They did.
Oh, that's weird. That's
so I was
weird.
Like, all right, 6 times, that's enough.
That's a lot.
Okay,
You're more patient than me.
I should have just like at 3 times.
I know. We'll probably have to wrap up because we have a training with our team soon. But I do want to share. So what you said, right? I totally agree with you. And I have like a really good breakup script or like kind of thing. And so like I tell all like this is what I do. If you're an agent, you need to break up with a client. And just be like, you know, thank you so much for this opportunity and for the time to work with you. Given my current obligations and responsibilities and I just don't have the bandwidth now to provide the quality of service I really think that you deserve. So would you mind if I refer you to a colleague?
I love it.
And so it's a very PC, like, I don't want to work with you, but I will send you and pass you the baton. And sometimes, honestly, they're not bad people, but they're just not a good personality fit with you. You know, I know for me, like, I'm a woman in minority, clearly, right? We're both Asian women. I've encountered people, unfortunately, in this day and age, old white guys who clearly disrespected me because I'm a woman. And they're just like, oh, sweetie, oh, honey. And I'm like, I'm not your sweetie or your honey, like, you know, in my mind. I was just like, oh, you know, frustrated. But anyway, like, instead of working with them and putting myself through months of BS and like just frustration of being disrespected, then I was just like, I didn't even work with them. I was just like, you know, thank you so much for the consideration. I really appreciate you reaching out to me. I know so-and-so referred you because all my business is referral-based. But I just don't think we're a good fit. I think I have a colleague for you that would be a much better fit. So I'm just going to connect you guys via text message. And so I don't even start that transaction or that relationship when it's someone like that. Because I'm like, I know you're sexist or I know you're racist. Like, F that. I ain't working with nobody who's sexist or racist. I have a strict no a-holes rule. It's like completely strict. And it's not okay in this day and age. And it's sad how often that happens. And if you are a woman or minority and you experience or sense that, you don't have to put up with it.
No.
And I'm going to reiterate that. You don't have to put up with it. You don't have to work with a client that's going to disrespect you because of something that's not in your control, you know? And that's just like completely not okay. And I hear it so often. And I hear it from women and minorities. And unfortunately, their broker is male, pale, and stale. And the broker is like, oh, don't overreact. It's fine. Just deal with it. It's not a big deal. Just get the deal done. And I'm like, that's because you never experienced it. No. That's because you've never been in that shoes. That's because you can't empathize with what we're experiencing. I've been in that place. And I'm grateful I'm in a place where I'm like, I can choose who I want to work with. And I'm the leader.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and there's a reason I'm doing what I'm doing. It's completely purpose-driven. It's because of me experiencing that and still witnessing it in this day and age where people are like, oh, like, it's fine. It's not a big deal. You're just being emotional. You're just overreacting. Why do you care about that? Just get the deal done. I was like,
no,
because I don't need the money. I need my peace of mind more. I need my peace of mind more.
I love it.
So yeah. Real rich women, rich women. I love it. Okay. Well, we'll see you next time. And Marianne and I are going to do a part 2 to this, of course, because we ran out of time today, but we will see you guys again next time. Make sure to subscribe. YouTube, make sure to subscribe and like this video and comment any questions you have. If you're looking to connect with either of us, Marianne is Wrestler's Mama.
Yeah, Wrestler's Mama.
On Instagram.
Yeah.
So slide in her DMs, follow her on Instagram, Wrestler's Mama. We'll link it below in the caption. You guys all know me. It's the same as my YouTube. It's Cathey Quo. So definitely connect with me on Instagram. Slide in my DMs. I do answer them myself, actually. So would love to connect with you all.